Good afternoon, beloved brothers and sisters, on this fine Sabbath. Still dealing with the Bible. This is the 1769 King James Version Bible, no different than the 1611 King James Version Bible. And we, through the Lord's grace and Spirit, want to make sure that you guys understand that every day this world that's fitted to destruction, this world that's winding down to its end in these last times of these last days, make sure that you with all diligence teach your children the Bible according as the commandments command us in Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 7, and you can start reading from the same chapter in verse 4. You have to teach them about our Creator, the Heavenly Father. You have to teach them not only that we're Israelites, or be trying to teach them Hebrew words that don't exist, how the Most High speaks Hebrew and how we originally spoke Hebrew. We're scattered. We speak every language except the true Hebrew. So make sure, focus on applying the word. Focus on hearing the word by reading the scriptures and doing them, not in anything else. And again, we're in the last days, and that's why you have earthquakes in diverse places. You have wars and rumors of wars. You have the tension between the races. You have our people terrorizing their own people. You have children terrorizing their parents. You have parents not raising their children in the fear of the Lord. And these are commandments that are found throughout the Bible that give us life, that give us wisdom, that protect us and our family and our wives, and even single mothers with their family and children, gives them direction, and by extension gives us, their young sons and men, direction in righteousness, not teaching them what they felt their parents didn't give them or teach them. Teach them what they learned in a college or Ivy League university. It's important to teach their children as commanded the Heavenly Father's word. Let's get Psalms 78 and 5 real quick, because the scriptures are going to continue to happen. Our job is to make sure that we're stable in these last times. This is Psalms chapter 78 and verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children. That was a commandment. And that commandment is eternal and perpetual. It's not for a generation. As we see, our people, generation to generation, have not been teaching their children and our children and our youth the commandments. And you have our people being terrorized more by our own children and our own youth in our communities, by their own children in their own houses, than by our oppressors. So that level of violence and crime and theft and murder and evil, we have to make sure that we stay in these commandments and do them. Okay. This is Psalms chapter 78 and verse 6. That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children. So you teach your children the commandments, you raise your children well, they're going to have good children and give their children the best chance to success. And should a child be wayward, that one child out of hundreds or thousands is the exception. Oh, well, I know good parents, they don't look to try to compete against the scriptures. Don't look with a spirit of variance, but hear the word and do well, because that gives us the best chance for success. And with the Heavenly Father on our side, we will succeed and prosper and have the things that we need, rather than have money and everything but not teach your children the commandments, and ultimately your life and your children's lives become a failure or an example of what happens when we don't teach our children the commandments, or we don't raise our children in the fear of the Lord. Let's continue. This is Psalms chapter 78 and verse 7. And the reason to teach our children, as we read in Psalms 78 and 6, let's read verse 7. That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments. So this is important. In these last days, people learn everything except God and talk about God in blasphemy. Whether it's comedians, whether it's even in school. God is like a philosophy. not reality. They blaspheme, damn. They, even when they speak about God, it's in mocking, it's in lies, or it's in falsehoods and idolatries like Christianity or Catholicism or other religions. So we have to be firm, and we have to stand on Christ, which is the Bible, which is the foundation that the Heavenly Father has laid for us to be built upon, to prosper and to be stable. This is Psalms 78 verse 8. And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God. So we have to learn from our forefathers that didn't teach their children, and how we fell in our ancient land, Israel, and even Adam and Eve in ancient times, and others in our history, how when we didn't teach our children, as the generations after Adam and Eve, we suffered, went into captivity under the Egyptians, the so-called Africans in ancient Egypt. We were liberated by the Lord, raising up Moses and fulfilling his word and saving us with a mighty hand out of slavery in ancient Egypt. According to Revelation 11 and 8, Deuteronomy 28:68, and many scriptures, America is modern Egypt, because we're in captivity again, because we still disobey the word. So it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to walk wisely. Listen to our parents. Learn how to serve our parents. Learn how to serve the Lord. Learn how to do right with our brothers and sisters, instead of taking the easy way out, looking to get rich fast by selling drugs or picking up a gun and robbing someone of their goods or their vehicle or their goods in their home or their money. So teach our children so they can, instead of looking for quick money by being strippers and then affecting the generations that follow, then their daughters see that, make money. Men aren't worth anything except money. Instead of having this corrupted world's mindset as a way of thinking, learn how the Lord shows us to think. Learn his thoughts in the Bible. Learn his ways in the Bible. So we not only know how to behave our own selves, but then we're able to teach our children properly. Okay? All honor, praises, and glory to our Almighty Creator, the Heavenly Father, through his word in our life, the biblical Jesus Christ. Peace.